There you go. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, embarrassing. The thing is, one of the differences I've made to this live stream is the fact that I've changed the microphone. So this right here is my new, and I love saying it, even though it's like everyone knows what it is. I love saying it. I now have a shotgun microphone. Basically, I have to physically turn it on. It runs off its own battery, and I forget because I don't want to use up too much battery. But yeah, finally. So, getting back to what I was trying to say before the microphone was, on. Greetings and welcome to my first weekly live stream. Now, just to give you a bit of background, I'm not a medical or mental health professional. What I can offer in these live streams, and if you watch any of my videos, it's just another point of view. I've done loads and loads of research, might not exactly follow my own advice, but if I can help anyone with anxiety, anyone with depression, bipolar, and any kind of mental health condition, let's put it this way, and I know it's the understatement of the century. It's not exactly a picnic. So anything I can do, I will help. And going through it myself, I've had anxiety my entire life, and I've gone through enough things and experienced what other people may react to it. I've gone through enough of that to be able to hopefully offer some advice on how to make it a bit easier for those people who either aren't so well equipped or haven't really gone through those experiences yet, or are going through them now and just don't know how to handle it. So at the very least, I can offer some advice. Now, the other thing I can provide is, and I don't like the term use my position, but I do work for the NHS, and I've seen and I've heard a lot of stuff. And it's stuff that when I do come across it, I kind of like to jot it down, take it home with me, and look it up, see what I can do, see what advice I can give, and then I can translate that into a YouTube video, and hopefully anyone going through the same kind of thing, it might help them. So, look, if there's anything that you can be in life, be kind. That's what I want to do. Okay? So, yeah. The last message I got is yay, either the fact that I've started this stream or whether people can actually hear me. Can I just get anyone to tell me in the chat, can you actually hear this? Okay? I'm just going to wait a second before I get those messages. Okay, so I know it's a bit late to be having it, but I had to make myself a cup of coffee before the live stream. Oh, by the way, if anyone's seen any of my videos and watched it right to the end and who know me personally, check that out. Yeah, I did it. I actually got one. Who cares? No, honestly, it's I had to get it. It cost like 10, £15 or whatever. It's a small mug, but makes me happy, and that's what you kind of need to look at these days. Is the little things. Little things really do add up, and they make you happy. Okay, so there are. Thanks, Imran. So what I've done is, I don't know if anyone can see the pinned message at the start of the chat, but if you go into the chat, there's a message that has a link on it, and it goes through a Google form. Now, if anyone has any questions, which, okay, I may be able to answer, I may not be able to right now, but I can use it to make a video, and if you subscribe, you'll be able to see the answers to that very soon. Also, something I haven't mentioned yet, which I will be doing, I will be watching these live streams back to myself. If I miss any messages, if I don't respond to anything in the chat, Excellent, thank you, loud and clear. If I don't respond to anything in the chat, because I'll be going through the whole thing, might take an hour or two, because God knows how long I'll be on this. But if I miss anything, I will be going back and I'll be doing as what other people have done to their live streams, called a square up. Basically, I'll be making a separate video. There won't be any chats. It will just basically be me reading out what was said. If there are any questions I don't have any answers for you, I'll be doing the research first and then answering them. Now, I'll be doing this every Monday. I haven't decided on time yet. It just depends on how long it would take me for this first one. I don't think it would take very long, because I have only just started doing these things. But as I get more subscribers, as I get more viewers, as I get people watching this and commenting more, it will take longer and longer to do so. Okay, assuming I only get a couple of people that actually ask me anything on this live stream, I'll be probably doing it, I don't know, posting it early afternoon tomorrow. The thing is, I won't do it before this live stream goes on as a video, because what happens, I'll do the live stream, end it, YouTube does its thing, and then you'll actually post so people can see it as a normal video. It looks like it's about about 12 hours after, so this will be ready to view maybe tomorrow morning. I just need to see that. Once it's been a couple of hours after this has been posted, I'll post other videos. So if there is anything that you ask me I haven't responded, you can always use that and then go forward from there. And then the next time you have any questions, hopefully I'll pick them up. But I can guarantee you this, I will not miss anything. Okay, so now okay, let's just see, 4 people watching so far, hoping that'll go up. I think it got to about 10 or 11 people last week. Oh, by the way, in rushing around to get onto this video, I left my S Pen in the fridge. God knows how that happened. Also, don't know where he is, sleeping at the moment, but if you see anything go round here that's white, if you don't know me, I've got a pet rabbit called Ghost. He may or may not make an appearance, okay? Alright, so with all that being said, I've got a couple of topics I want to cover tonight. So I know I keep saying this, I'm preparing so I can go on for a while. I've actually done a bit for tonight. It might not seem like much actually going through it, but yeah, I've actually done some prep work. Yay me! And that's one of the things that help anxiety as well. Prepare. If you're not prepared for anything, that you're always going to get that panic or anxiety that you're never going to be good enough, you're never going to finish it, blah blah blah. Well, I shouldn't say blah blah blah, but yeah, more prep you do, the better. All I'm saying. So here we go. Oh yes, so in the I'm part of a couple of chat groups on Facebook. I'm not actually admin. They have just allowed me to post certain things from this channel. I did ask them first. They said it seemed to be okay. If there's anything that they feel is inappropriate, obviously they're more within the right to, not post it. But I just want to get the message out to people as much as I can. So anyway, I'm getting to a point here. My point being is I've already put feelers out and let people know what kind of topics I'll be talking about on this. So one of them is, and oh, by the way, I know I'm probably rambling. One of the things that I'm going to be posting as a video shortly is this subject. So what to say and what not to say to people with anxiety and depression, etc. So you might have heard something that it's just going to piss you the hell off because, well, they don't really care, what the hell are they talking about, etc, etc. By the way, comment in the chat or send a form my way if you've had anyone who said anything to you that you absolutely hated, like You know, get over it, man up, or whatever else like that. Just let me know in the chat if you've had anything like that. Okay? Good. Great. Stephanie, what kind of bunny do you have? I have a lion head. White lion head, and he has black patterns all over him. You might see him, you might not, but what I might do is post something onto the chat on the Facebook group. Anyway, getting to the point here. So, the first thing I'm going to discuss is what not to say and what to say. So, the title of the video that I'm going to be putting out soon is what not to say, but I'm also providing an alternative to, instead of saying what they do, and it's something that you can use yourself and just let the person know, look, it's not okay that you really say that, I'm really struggling here, but if you really genuinely want to help in future, you might want to consider saying something like this. Okay, so first one, let's just check the chat quickly. Yeah, not a problem. Okay, so the first one is, hang on a minute, what do you mean you're having a panic? Sorry, get my own words out here. Sorry, what do you mean you're having a panic attack? I had a panic attack over the rent suddenly going up a bit. Now, okay, to have anxiety about something that is realistic, obviously going to be worried about having a roof over your head. Okay, I'm only using this as one example of what one might get anxious about, or what one might get very, very stressed about. But yeah, and it kind of says, what did I put? Okay, so as opposed to getting on a bus. Now, I hate, really do hate with a passion, public transport of any kind. Anywhere that I might need to share my ride to work or ride home. Unless, of course, they're driving me, then it's no problem. Thanks, Mary. Um, so, yeah, some people, and I think it might have something to do with agoraphobia, even though that's an extreme example. That is where people don't even want to, leave the house. But when you have such anxiety over something so simple as getting on a bus, or in my case, I absolutely hate going upstairs on the bus on a double decker, when you're that anxious that you literally freeze in your tracks. And when I say literally freeze, it's bloody well cold out there. When you freeze in your tracks, you can't move, and it starts to affect doing the simplest of things, to the point it's actually happened to me. I've had that. I couldn't get on the bus before, not necessarily because of the bus itself, it's because I've been that anxious about going to work that I couldn't lift my foot and put it onto the step on the bus. Yeah, that hasn't happened recently, but yeah, it can happen. So when you kind of say something like, what do you mean you've had anxiety? What do you mean you've had a panic attack? This is a panic attack. Okay, so there's a difference between finding, I actually wrote this down as well in case I forget to go on tangents. There's a difference between feeling uncomfortable about a rational reason why you might get stressed, or why you might get anxious. There's a difference between that and feeling an irrational, paralyzing feeling of dread about something that is completely illogical, like getting on a bus, going to work every day. Even stuff like, if you've seen any of my videos, there was times when I was a lot younger where I physically couldn't leave the room because of what people might say, do, or think. Okay? It might not come to anything, but it's so much different when it's illogical, and it makes it worse because even if you get past the moments, it just feels so silly, and it feels so stupid, and yeah, it really doesn't put yourself in a good light, and you get so self-conscious about it. Okay? So, just to say, okay, what do you mean you got a panic attack? I've got a panic attack. No, that's not the way to go about it. So, okay. Yeah, just don't compare your anxieties to someone else's. Even if you have yourself if that person has a mental health condition, whether it be anxiety, depression, or whatever else, even if they have that, still to compare one person to someone else, every person, for everyone, mental health affects you differently. Everyone different. It's subjective. So what might get you down might not be the same for anyone else. So what might makes you a bit stressful, that same thing might be the end of the world to someone else. Okay? So yeah, not helpful. The answer. An answer. Okay? Okay. Before I say that, I'm just going to check to see if anyone's put any questions through. Okay, I'm not expecting there to be any, to be quite honest with you. So, at least not this early in the stream. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going back to Facebook. Okay. Okay, so now the answer for that. Just say something on the lines of, "Look, I'm always here for you. Always here for you if you need me." And that way, look, you don't have to understand what the person's going through to actually help them. You don't have to understand it at all. If you just simply put yourself out there and don't just say, "Are you okay?" and I'll get to that in a minute. So not just like, "Are you alright?" Say, "If you want anything, I'm there for you." And it doesn't have to be right now, doesn't have to be a week from now. If you need me, whatever you need me for, I'll be there for you. And that's literally it. Okay? Doesn't cost anything, doesn't need any effort, and most likely, if they're going through a panic attack, or okay, maybe not a panic attack, but if they're going through something, it might just take that and just someone to listen to, get them through it. Sorry, have to take a sip of my coffee. Good stuff. Okay. So yeah, it's just a case of showing that you care, showing that you're genuinely concerned, and that it's coming from the heart. It's all that needs to happen. Any time that you compare their stuff to anything else, one, it's just going to make them more self-conscious, if anything, and it's just going to make them much less likely to tell you what the issue is. And they're not going to go to you in future. Okay? And also, it's a much more powerful way of you showing them that they're there. So yeah, they're just going to be more likely to go to you in future. Okay. Second one. There's not many of these, but I just need to labour the point, just for the reasons of the live stream. By the way, if you like what you're hearing at the moment, if you're getting any value from it, hit the like button, subscribe for any more, and the notification bell to keep up with anything. So yeah, again, just put in the comments below if you have had anything that, look, I hate it when people say that to me. Absolutely hate it. Wish they'd just stop asking if they're just going to say that. If you've had any of that, comment below. Seriously. Okay? Also, if anyone would like to use the hashtag mental health matters, that's what I'll start using for anything that I put out there. Okay? Alright, so next question that people usually ask you when they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. So, have you tried sorry, get my words out there. So, have you tried meditation? Stuff like yoga, anything like that? Okay, so while the person might feel that they're being helpful in the moment, it really, really isn't. So if you've been suffering or been having to deal with mental health issues like anxiety and depression for a very long time, the likelihood is that yes, they probably have, or at the very least, they may have considered it. Okay, to just say that it just isn't helpful. I mean, it might seem like, I mean, that person might seem like they're just trying to give a few options for you, but it just really doesn't work. And to be quite honest, when I hear people say that to me, I just rather they not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, even though okay, stuff like meditation, yoga, and stuff. Oh, by the way, I accidentally almost when I was practicing for this live stream, I said it as Yoda like 3 times, like Star Wars. Yes. So the thing is, if you're not a medical professional, if you're not a mental health professional, and you have no official experience in trying to deal with someone with their mental health issues, it's not a good idea to offer unsolicited advice to them because it just makes you feel, say, it just makes you look bad. It just makes you look like a prat. It really does. And I'm not trying to sound. It's not a rant, but look, just come on, be real, really. Okay, so yeah, and I've actually wrote this down as well. I'm not a medical professional either, nor am I a therapist or anything like that. I'm just a guy like yourself. I'm not saying all of you are male, non-binary or whatever. Um, yeah. So all I'm trying to say is that yeah, I'm not a professional, but I'm a guy who has gone through some stuff. And if I can use that experience to help others who might be going through the same thing and who have gone through the same thing or might come across it in the future, which they can refer back to something like this, I just want to help. So all I'm trying to do is be kind and try to prevent as much suffering as I humanly can. That's all I want to do. But I'm saying that in to the for the point of that question. Don't offer this unsolicited advice if you're not a professional, okay? Because you're only going to make yourself look bad and a little bit patronizing. So yeah, I've got a book and everything. Okay. So any more in the chat? By the way, can someone actually chat something? Because the last thing I can see here is, by the way, I've got a bunny as well. Can you just, anyone, Imran, Stephanie, just anyone, please? I just need to make sure that this thing is still working. That would be muchly appreciated. The reason I say that is because in a previous live stream, I didn't see anything that anyone had posted. So I'm actually going to write something now. So, if you like what you hear, and okay, I'm just going to post that. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so an answer to where were I? Meditation and yoga. So instead of that, what can I do to help you? So instead of saying, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Instead of saying that, just say these words. What can I, so what can I do to help you? That's all you need to do. Because, yeah, if, again, it's just like I said earlier, if someone has been dealing with mental health issues like anxiety and depression for a very long time, like for example myself, I have dealt with it my entire adult life, probably been dealing with it at school without realizing it, because yeah, I was picked on, um, and yeah, it was because of racial reasons, possibly. I was the only white guy in my year, I think. Um, and yeah, stuff like that really does have an effect on you. And when it happens younger, it stays with you longer. hmm So, yeah, what can I do for you? So, yeah, if, yeah, there was a point I was trying to get to there. If they suffered with a mental health condition for a very, very long time, the chances are they know what helps them and what doesn't help them. It's just that they don't really have the confidence or the trust or whatever the word is. Sorry, I live in front of a police station. There's going to be sirens, and yeah, I do apologise for that. So yeah, they kind of already know what helps them, and the problem is that because people are asking them, and I will say it, stupid questions all the time, that they don't really have that sense of security that if they do ask, that they're going to be taken seriously, whether they will actually get any help, or whether the other person won't be patronising or anything else. Um, so ask them how you can help them. And the next bit is the most difficult bit. Actually do it. So I have very few friends that I can count as a so that's not what I was trying to say. The amount of friends I have who I can actually say are my friend, who, and I'm not talking about the people who um, I don't know, I trust them not to steal from me. I can count. I still have fingers left from the counting, by the way. I can count on one or two hands the amount of people who I can say I can absolutely trust. And when I say trust, I mean those people absolutely will never hurt me and they'll always have my back. And when you don't have that, when you absolutely don't have anyone like that, it's really, really difficult to actually come out and say, look, I need this. So if you actually just say, what can I do to help you, instead of have you tried this, more likely they're going to say it, because that means you're not just going to spout at them. They're actually going to, you're actually you're actually telling them that you want to listen, you're going to take on board, and even if you don't have an answer for them straight away, you're open to what you, you're open to what they want you to do for them. Sorry, I am having really huge trouble getting these words out. It's not this. I'm not getting emotional or anything like that. It's just I do have a habit of talking a bit faster than my brain can process it. So if I do start to stutter, I'm really sorry. Okay, so yeah, if you are going to say, because when you say, what can I do for you, it's a bit of a promise, and if you're not going to follow through with that, you're breaking that promise. Just look at it as simple as that. Okay. Right. Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Simon. So, next question. Something which everyone who's been in a bad mood, feeling stressed or been anxious will have heard at one point or another. Are you okay? For the thousandth time. Now, in interviews and stuff like that, you get to know about, and especially customer service, you'll get to know about open and closed questions. A closed question is a question where it may not, the person on you, the person on the other end might not necessarily go by this completely, because if they already know you and trust you, etc., they'll expand. But a closed question is a question that you can simply answer in a yes or a no, and that is a bit of a scapegoat for people who are asking the question, because it kind of says to the other person, yeah, I'm going to ask you if you're alright, but kind of hoping you say yes. And it's also an scapegoat for the person having the question and ask them, the recipient of the question, the person who's anxious, because if you really, really don't want to tell the other person, all you got to say is, yeah, I'm alright, and that's the end of the conversation. Of course, if you are going to say, are you okay, you could always follow it up with, okay, well, if you need me, which again, it still falls along the same kind of lines after asking that. But just to say, are you okay, it's not a crap question, but it doesn't really offer much, you know? It's like, okay, I can see that you're getting stressed out, I can see that you're anxious, but yeah, are you okay? Of course I'm not bloody okay, you know? Of course I'm not. I mean, are you blind? Really? You're just going to ask me if I'm okay, where I'm on the floor or in a fetal position. Sorry, I just had to chuckle there. If anyone is watching who has worked with me, when I was doing my first aid training, the CPR training, I accidentally said the missionary position instead of the recovery position. So yeah, just had to. Yeah, fun times. So yeah, just don't just say "Are you okay?" because more than likely the chances are they'll say no, and that's the end of the conversation. That's not what you want. You want them to be able to open up. So, what I suggest, if you don't know what to say to them, if you are literally just stumped for words, you don't necessarily have to say anything except for, and what I've written down here, hey, so let's just go for a walk. Let's just go somewhere. Just take five, have a Kit Kat or have a cup of tea. Come on, let's just go out for a walk together, okay? And here we go. So when you're actually out for that walk, when you're having a cup of tea, when you're have a break, have a Kit Kat, when you take them out of that situation, you can do one of two things. Either you can say, okay, by the way, I've seen that you're nervous, I've seen that you're stressed, etc. Fall back onto one of the other questions that I've mentioned here. Or don't go for any of that at all. Because one of the things which might help someone, especially when they're having a panic attack, and it will help them ground themselves, if you just simply take them out of the situation and just start talking absolute garbage, that might actually help. For example, there's this woman at work. Well, it's actually a few people at work I can be like this, but more often than not, because I work very close to them every day. And sorry, Beck, if I'm leaving you out of this, I am sorry. It's just that when you're working upstairs, I can't do this as often with you. But when I mean, we do it in other ways, I guess. But anyway, I'll chat to you when I see you, because more than likely or not, you'll watch this. So with my friend, and I won't say her name, I'll say Bernificus. She'll know who she is. Um, we just joke all the time, and that's not necessarily because we just want to mess about at work. It's because it's a good, what's the word? It takes you away from the situation. I'm really trying to think of the word, and I'll come up with it later. Escapism, that's the word I was after. Okay? By the way, like the video if you're getting anything out of this. So we might say stuff like, okay, she'll usually ask me the question from the movie Airplane. I'll say something to her and she'll say, surely you can't be serious. And then of course I say, yes, I am being serious, and don't call me Shirley. or I'll go to her just randomly. I'll even type it out in a message to her. By the way, Bern, I've had that nightmare again. And the context of that is I've had that nightmare about Gloria Gaynor again. At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Boom boom. I really need to get some sound effects on this. And no, I won't quit my day job until I get monetized. Then I might, then, you know, who knows. But yeah, I know. But my point is, when you say to that person, let's go out for a walk, you can talk about literally anything away from what is actually happening. So the first question you might be, do you want to talk about it? And if they say no, it says, okay, well, we're still out here. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about what's going on with, I don't know, Doctor Who, Star Trek. So let's plan out let's do some drinks, or because of the situation. So do you want to, yeah, I coughed after I said that. Or you can say, okay, let's prep a Zoom meeting. Let's have a chat this weekend, or blah, or etc. 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 I was going to say blah 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 again. Not a good thing to say with that kind of situation. But look, you just say anything, and all they might need is a good 10 minutes or so just to relax, get the blood pressure down a bit, have a drink, have a cup of tea or something, and then that'll be good to go back into the thick of things. It's helped me before, and I hope that whoever doesn't know how to react to someone, who doesn't know what to say to people, this might be a really good thing to have in their armory. Okay? Alright. So, okay. So this next question is a bit along the lines of, have you done meditation, have you done this, that and the other? It's along the same lines as that, but there's a different implication that I want to talk about. So, sorry, I just need to take a sip of something. So, you might get someone who says to you, so have you gone through therapy yet? Have you started on any medication? By the way, I don't mind telling anyone, I'm on sertraline, and it has properly helped. Not helped to a point that I'm completely off my anxiety or anything. That's not necessarily what medication's for. It's help you to lessen the symptoms. Because that's really what, unless you actually get an injection, like a proper absolute 100% cure for something, that's all anything is. It just helps with the symptoms. Okay? So, yeah. Because what you're doing there with that question is that you're accusing them of something. You're making them feel bad, as if to say, yeah, this guy makes me feel like trash and they hate me because I haven't done it yet. Or they may have actually said it to you before and just bringing it up again. And it's like, I just really wish they'd get off my back about it. I don't want to talk about it right now. I just wish, just leave me alone about that. And it just accuses them of being lazy about their mental health. It really does. That might not be the intent, but how it comes across, and it's how it makes that other person feel. So, yeah. If the person in question is going to go through therapy, if they're going to speak to a doctor or anything like that, this is just something that it's best left for them to make that decision in their own time. They know how they feel, they know what they're comfortable with, they know what they can do at any given time, they know what they're comfortable with. And what you don't want to do with someone with anxiety, etc., is push them. And that's all that question is going to do. It's going to make them feel bad that they haven't done it already. Okay? So, answer. Look, I've noticed that you've been a bit anxious recently, and I'm just starting to get a bit concerned for you. I mean, and again, you can throw in that okay, but it's within the context of you've noticed what's going on. So, one of the things about people with a mental health issue is that they don't think anyone notices them. And they don't think anyone knows anything about what they're going through. They don't think that they're showing it off. And when I say showing off, I don't mean like, hey, look at me, look at me. What I mean by that is they don't know what they're doing. Like, for example, it could be something really small, like shaking your leg. Huge sign that you're either bored, a bit anxious, a bit stressed out, just various little things that you might do that it's little warning signs. And if you actually go to the person and say, look, starting to do this quite a bit, just want to make sure is everything all right. I mean, come on. And just literally say, I am concerned, because they don't know that you're concerned unless you say those actual words. Because with anxiety comes paranoia, and it's with depression and all the other stuff. You get paranoid because, I mean, I get it. When people say, I'm always here for you, but are you really? And look, it's not easy. So, yeah, I'm a bit concerned. So, when you say that, sorry, I'm just again reading my notes as well. I just have to put myself little reminders because otherwise I just won't know what to say. So, it will show you that it's coming from the heart. It will show, yeah, so it might be good to, oh, and by the way, can anyone mention whether they've actually seen my rabbit, because I've just noticed that it's run right up towards me. Just mentioning in the chat. Okay, so you might want to tell them what they've been doing, that they've been shaking a leg, the fact that they haven't really been talking that much, that they haven't really been coming out to social situations, where normally there might be life at the party, they might be doing this, they might be shouting at people a bit more. And there are certain people in my life that wish they'd know that. And this isn't me trying to sound I'm not trying to rant or vent like that, because those people would know who I mean. But when you start saying, look, I've noticed A, B, C, X, Y, and Z about you, it shows them that, one, it's not you just saying, are you alright? And it actually gives tangible examples of what you actually mean by it. So, yeah, it just shows them that you're being a bit more genuine about it, and say, okay, I've noticed this about you, and now I want to help. So, and you know what? Where did I get to? Yeah, so also, one of the things about conditions is that you're not going to have the confidence, and you're not going to have, what's the word? So you're going to feel overwhelmed, and with everything that's going on, that yeah, someone's noticed this about you, but you don't really have. I'm really trying to find the word. I should have written this down earlier. You don't really have the capacity. That's it. You don't have the capacity to be able to do everything yourself. So you might need that helping hand. So instead of saying you might need to do A, B, C, X, Y, and Z, maybe do a bit of the legwork for them. Just, I don't know, research a few therapies, research some YouTube videos, research some local therapists. Do a bit of the legwork, because it might not be stuff that they have done before. But what I will say is this: ask them first. because you don't want to just say, okay, you're going to need to do this, this, and this, and this. Just throw it on them and then just hope for the best. No, it's just basically throwing a dart and hoping it hits the right number. So what I would do is ask them first, by the way, I've noticed this. Do you mind if I help you by doing this? And chances are, I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to be an absolute guaranteed yes, but it's going to be more likely that they may say no at the time because they might just feel a little bit guilty. But it might be something where it might have triggered something in their head and think, oh wow, they've actually offered to do this. Come back to you later. They might send you a text message, WhatsApp, whatever the thing is these days. Might actually come back to you for it. So if you can actually offer some help, they might actually go for it instead of, have you just tried this, which isn't helpful at all. Okay. Yeah, and what it would also do is, and you can actually say the words as well, just remind them, and this would remind them, that anxiety, depression, anything is treatable. Not curable, but treatable. If you can show that you can actually support them and that they have your support, the better they'll feel. Might even make them cry. Might make you cry when they start crying. But look, the best thing you can do for them is to make sure that you can show that you're there, not just by asking, but by doing as well. So, and just remember, the small things that might not be a big deal to you, even just, I don't know, a hand on the shoulder. It might not mean much to you, but it will mean the absolute world to them. Okay? So, I am just going to check if I've had any questions. By the way, if you like what you heard, hit that like button if you're getting any value out of this. Just let me know. And also let me know if you've tried anything that I've suggested before. Please, 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 please comment if you have anything else, because if I can put that into a video, it'll help people, and I would thank you as well once you do it. Every little helps. It really does. So comment if you've got value from this. Use the hashtag Mental Health Matters. And also let me know if you've got any more suggestions, or if you have any more questions which you don't really know how to respond to, or wish that people wouldn't ask. Let me know in the comments. And also fill out the form that's on the pinned comment at the start of this live stream. That will be absolutely fantastic. So just bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go on to my next subject. I just need to refresh something. Okay. Right, so that looks okay. So, oh, by the way, one thing I want to ask is anyone who's watching, again, please comment, put a thumbs up or whatever. This setup that I have right now, so this live stream, okay, it might not be looking great with this microphone, but, you know, I guess it looks a little bit more professional. If this setup looks okay, and when I say looks alright, I mean compared to the videos I put out, because I'm actually sitting on the sofa when I do it, and then when I finish filming I put it back round so it's facing the television. If this looks better for a live stream, or if this would actually look better for the videos, just let me know. It's just a little bit of feedback, okay? I'm just curious about that. Okay. And yeah, Courtney, thank you for those kind words. Yeah, really appreciate that. You have no idea. If anyone doesn't know her, really sorry to say this, Courtney. Courtney's my wife. Love you. Anyway, sorry, I can't believe I just did that on a live stream. So that's it for the Q&A with the what to say and what not to say. Again, if anyone has any further suggestions, please put it down in the comments, or if anyone wants to comment on any of my other videos, or if you're re-watching this, please again comment. Again, put the hashtag mental health matters. And if I could do any research and help, I will do that. Because, look, to a point, yes, I do eventually want to get monetized, which it won't be happening soon. I can guarantee you that. But it's not necessarily about how many views I'm getting, how many minutes or anything like that. And it's not necessarily just helping my viewership. If I get comments like questions, if I can analyze and go through, do the research and come up with good, tangible answers, it will help everyone. So, like, if someone asks me a question now, I do the research, get an answer, put it onto YouTube, and then I put it onto, say, one of the mental health forums or discussion groups on, say, Facebook, which I'm part of a couple. It won't just be helping my channel, it will be helping those people, because more often than not, those people will probably have the same thing said to them. Okay? But again, this live stream isn't about that pure one topic. If there's anything anyone wants to ask, just ask me. Even if I'm not able to answer that now, I will be able to answer in future. Okay? So, there's something that there's going to be another subject I'm going to be moving on to in a bit. But there's just one thing which, again, I'm going to be making a video of. One little thing that I just want to suggest. And it's something that I'm going to suggest at my own workplace. And see what they think about it, because they've done a questionnaire recently on how what might help things at work, what might help people's mental states, anything like that. So it's called an MHFA. What that stands for is Mental Health First Aider. And I'm really sorry if the screen just shook. Honestly, my camera, my smartphone, is on top of two crates, plastic crates. It's not exactly stable. Don't worry, in the future I'll be getting a better setup and an actual stand to have the microphone on top of me, and I'll be using the smartphone as a webcam as opposed to the actual device. Anyway, digressing. So MHFA, Mental Health First Aider. Essentially, I'll be going into more detail on another video, but essentially it's someone who's designated at work, who has been trained up to notice signs of anxiety, signs of depression, signs that, hang on, someone might need a bit of support here. And they either give that support themselves, offer what resources you have, links, phone numbers, etc. And it's just like, it's not necessarily a counsellor per se, but it's someone who's nominated to be able to recognise various things in other people. So if you're in a workplace of like 5 people, which I have been, I work for a shop where there's like 4. It might need 1. If you're working in a place where it has 100 people like I am, it might be good to nominate 1 as a champion in each department. So this is going to be something I am genuinely, not yet, because I still need to do a bit more research on it, hence why I'm only going to cover this briefly on this live stream. Might be something that your workplace might want to look into. So yeah, it's basically an early warning system for your employer to see, okay, this person, they really might need some support. Okay. Okay. Again, just briefly, and I'm only just going to say it because I've just started to do it. I've already done a kind of, what's the word? I've done a bit of a trailer on it on my YouTube channel. Um, Actually, let's see. No, I'm not going to look for it now. Yeah, so I've done a bit of a trailer for a video I'm thinking of putting together. Won't be doing it right now because I don't have the equipment to do what I need to make. And I need to actually physically go out and buy this stuff. I've just gone to Costco recently and I've just got like 80 to £100 worth of food, and honestly I don't really want to go and break the bank on a load of other cooking stuff anytime soon. So this will most likely be next month that I do the video and bring it out, because I'm going to mix it up a bit. Not only am I going to be talking in front of the screen, I'm going to be doing a voiceover for images, which I've done in the past, but I'm also going to do some cooking. Now, this doesn't mean to say that I'll be doing a cooking video. I'll be I will give like ingredients or whatever, the stuff that I actually do, and I'll be going over it briefly. But my intention is to say, look, if you're stressed, if you haven't really got that much time, and it's just one of those things that, look, until now, I've always bought stuff. I mean, I've tried it once in a blue moon, but most of the time I buy food like at Tesco, at any shop nearby, like get a sandwich meal deal and take it to work. And one of the stresses that can give you is money stress, financial stress, because instead of paying £5 or £10 for ingredients that you can put together and you can span over the whole week if you just keep it refrigerated and put it into what's the word, little containers, rather than spend £5 or £10 on that for the whole week, you're spending the same amount of money in a day, and it's just something that you really don't want to be doing. It's also, you don't really necessarily know exactly what's in your food. I mean, it has ingredients, but who the hell reads them? So you don't know exactly what's being put in your food, and it may not be as nutritious, and it's harder to lose weight from eating food like that, which again will affect mental health, and actually making it yourself. And I'll go through stuff like, it's really good that you physically making it, because you're doing an activity, you're accomplishing something for yourself. It's just all good, all better around. So I'll be doing a cooking video. Sorry, not a cooking video. It's a video that has cooking in it, but focuses on how that can be beneficial for your mental health. Okay? Actually, I am going to look for it. So, bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to look for it now. Wait. 2 minutes. So, if anyone wants to comment in the chat, please do now. If anyone has any kind of foods that they like, if they like making that doesn't really take too long and it's something that you can span out the week, or even if not that, if there's something that anyone just likes cooking it because they just like cooking it, just let me know in the comments below. What do you like? Also, again, hit the like button if you've got value from what I've been saying, and any comments that you make, please use the hashtag mental health matters. Okay. Sorry, just still looking up this video. Okay. Technology, great. So I just realised that on my app I can watch this live stream back to me, so I can see the chats and still go through my own videos. So yeah, I'll be just a minute. It's not letting me go any further. That's because I was on home, not going through the actual videos. Okay. Gifts. Here we go. So, hang on a minute. Almost there. Don't go away. Here we go. Alright, so I'm about to put in this link. So, I'm about to put in the chat a link to one of my videos. You don't need to watch it right now because we are on a live stream. There you go. But what I'd like you to do, save it to your watch later. And then like it if you want to hear more, if you want to see more of it, if you have any dishes that you like to cook, just comment on it. Or again, comment on this one right now. Right now. And again, put the hashtag mental health matters. Okay. I just want to check what time we're on. Holy cow, we've been more than an hour. Well, I have, because I had issues at the start of this live stream. Great. By the way, I appreciate anyone who's watching. Not only is it doing my channel good, but I'm so glad that people are supporting this, that they're interested and they're showing their interest. It really does warm the heart. I really do mean that. It really means the whole world to me. Not the whole world, because there's, my wife, my rabbit, which, yeah, he's sleeping at the moment. So, okay. Here we go. I just need to find the right page. I was on my book. So, I've just posted a video. I've literally just posted it, like it went out at 8 o'clock. What I'm going to try and do that will help the channel is to batch make things. So instead of doing one video a week but doing it at the weekend, I'm going to batch do it. So on one session I'll be basically scripting and filming maybe 2, even 3. On a very good day I'll do 4, but then I can give myself that bit of a leeway, because like anything else, if you can prep, the easier it's going to make things, and the less stress you'll have, and the less stress you have, the better it will be for your mental state. Okay? Where did I put those notes? Here we go. So it was on this piece of paper here, but I had to take this out because it's just the whole thing. But anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to go through. I'm not going to go through the whole thing which I discussed in that video, because I want you to watch it. But I just wanted to tell you about a few notes that I've made about trying to fall asleep. Now, one of the things that I've come across in the groups that I've joined is that a lot, and I do mean not all of it, but a lot of the questions, a lot of the comments are focused on, I can't sleep tonight. Now, that might be because they're that stressed about something that it's just, that's all they're going to be thinking about, where they had such a busy day that they haven't been able to stop and now everything's going to catch up with them, or they may have had this too close to bed. By the way, just a second. Because sorry. A lot of people that know me personally would know I make myself laugh too easily. Way too easily. So, yeah. One of the things, one of the reasons why people have trouble falling asleep at night, lying there for hours, having conversations with yourself, One of the things is that they're looking at the phone all the time, they have it in bed, therefore if they're paying attention to that, they're not sleeping, and it's going to be more difficult to shut the brain off. Now, one of the things that I suggest doing is, okay, it's harder when you live in a place where it's just one room. I've just come from living in two places which are, well, a few places actually, which are just matchbox size. So it's literally one big room that happens to have a bed in it in the kitchen studio. It's not great. Um, it wasn't bad, but I left because of noise levels. But one of the things is that because you can actually physically see a bed, you don't necessarily associate that bed with sleeping. Now, it's easier when you have more room in your home, like which I've got right now. This room that I'm in now is a living room. I've got a separate kitchen, separate bathroom, separate bedroom. So if I can avoid it, other than getting dressed or putting pajamas on and stuff like that, unless I absolutely have to, I will not enter that room. And the reason is because I want my brain to associate that room with sleep. And oh my god, has it worked. Not at first, but maybe after the first week or two, I started going to sleep faster, faster and faster. And what happened is that you're getting tired and tired during the day, and then as soon as you hit that bed, you wake up. And because I've distanced myself from that, the opposite is true. That when I make myself tired and then go into that room, I'm going to bed, and that's it. So, I've got a lot more sleep. Okay, it's harder to wake up, but that's a completely different ballpark. Completely different animal, sorry. Okay, so, and I've got the term that I want to put to you here. Bear with me 2 seconds. There was some kind of... bear with me 2 seconds. Oh, by the way, comment below if you have trouble sleeping when you get to bed. Comment below if you are talking to yourself for hours and hours and hours before getting to sleep. To the point where you don't really want to go to sleep because it's so late and you've got to get up. Okay. Oh, by the way, thank you, Courtney. Grilled cheese and tomato. Oh, sorry, grilled cheese and tomato soup. Great. Oh, by the way, I myself, one of my favourite, sorry, two of my favourite foods that I like making, three even, to have as a main meal, roast pork belly with crackling. Love doing that. It's so easy. It takes ages, but it's so easy. It's so nice to do, and oh my god, I can make it so that like it just falls apart as soon as you touch it. Also, cheesecake and tarts. Tarts is in the pastry that you put jam in it. Bob Marley style. Boom, boom. Okay, where the hell was that? Don't use frustrated. Oh yeah, here we go. So, what I was trying to get to as far as sleep is concerned, the big thing that I touch upon on the video is paired association, which means that outside stimulus will have an effect on your mental states and how you perceive things. So again, you want the bedroom to have an association with sleep, as opposed to going to sleep and then hitting that pillow is associated with waking up and then starting to think about all the stuff that's going on in the day and all the stuff that you can't control. So, okay, I am going to go through a 5-step plan on how to get yourself to sleep, and this is going to be part of my 10 videos I'll be doing one video a week, so it's over a couple of months or so, 10 weeks. I'll be suggesting a different way on how to get to sleep, because it's like anything. What might work for one person might not work for another. Okay? So, so this is something that it's not a quick fix. It's not something that you just do on the day and that's it. It's something that you need to drill into your own mindset, and that it needs to settle, and it's something that works over time. But once you start doing it, it gets easier and easier and easier. Before you know it, you'll be climbing into bed and then gone, just snoring. Okay? So, okay. So yeah, by this you're going to try and force yourself to get to sleep. So step one, write down all of your worries, and so you need to do this during the day, nowhere near you going to sleep. You need to do it when you get home from work. If you're on the weekend, like midday would do. In fact, perfect, because it's nowhere near sleep. So that when you start doing this, it's associating your worries not when you go to sleep, during the day. Okay? So step one, write down your worries. Okay? It's going to take a long time at first, because when you start doing it, you're obviously going to have 100 things that you're thinking about. Okay? Set a time for this, set a reminder on your phone, and do this at the same time every day. With the exception of if, say, you work weird hours, like for example myself, Tuesday and Wednesday I work 8 till 5, Thursday, Friday 10 till 7. So if I got home from work, say about 6 or something like that, I wouldn't be able to do that on the Thursday, Friday. So pick a time that's good for you. For me, that would be 8 o'clock during the evenings, because I don't usually go to bed till about 11, I guess. Again, set a reminder on your phone and do it at the same time. If you want to do it at that time during the weekend, that's your own prerogative. I personally would choose it early in the day in the weekend, okay? Preferably actually in the weekend at the start of the day, because any worries you might have, like stuff like taking out the trash or doing a washing up or whatever, you're able to actually do it that day, okay? Or more likely you'll be able to. So, yeah. And also, write it on a piece of paper. Don't do it on your phone, don't do it on a tablet, and don't do it on a computer where you just type in. Physically get a pen, pencil, whatever, piece of paper, book, anything like that, and physically write it down. Because what you're doing by that, you're doing an actual physical activity. And when you actually start writing stuff down, because when you do stuff on a computer, you're more likely doing everything, like going on Facebook, writing out stuff for work or whatever. Do it in a way that you don't write. People don't write stuff down very often. So when you do start writing stuff down, it triggers something in your head. Say, okay, I'm doing some writing now. I need to think about what worries me. So, yeah, might take a few weeks to get in the hang of it, but the more times that you do it, if you do it every day, it will take maybe an hour or so now, but it might take 5 minutes down the line. Okay? So, step 2. Sort through your worries. So, what I want you to do is to split them up into 2 columns. The first one being all the stuff that you can sort out, like the daily chores, got what food you need to get before the shops close, etc. Just stuff that is reasonable and you can actually handle. Okay. The other column is for stuff that you're not going to be able to sort out in a million years. Like you're worried about COVID going on for the next year or two. You're not going to be able to just stop that. You might be able to get a mask or something and social distance. But the actual pandemic, you're not going to have any control over that. It could be, I don't know, the end of the world, or global warming, or I don't know, anything, just stuff that is that much that you're not in a million years going to be able to cope with, or you won't, you can't help. Stuff that you can't help, you don't need to worry about. But write those down anyway because you are worrying about them, okay? So, yeah, so what I've written down here, so the mind is very powerful at imagining possibilities. So, yeah, very positive stuff. It's the stuff that gets people to build skyscrapers or go to the moon or stuff like that. So it's very easy to get you to write down all the kind of stuff that, you know, the stuff that you want to do, and the stuff that you can do. And it's really powerful at getting the worst case scenario. So all of the worries that you have that are bad, put them down too, because I'll explain later. Okay? So step 3. I want you to get the first column, the stuff that you're able to manage, or the achievable worries. Oh yeah, so the 2 columns, one achievable worries, the other one the irrational, never a million years, the hyper, whatever you want to call it, but the ones that you're probably not even going to be able to sort out. Okay, so yeah, step 3, create a plan. Go back to that list of achievable worries. Sorry, actionable worries. So what I would do, rank them into easiest to most difficult. And when I say most difficult, you still want to be able to think, I can still do it, but it's going to take some doing. And do the easiest one first. And I mean baby steps. I mean, literally, it could be, I don't know, organise the spice rack in the kitchen because you haven't done it in ages and you can't find anything in there. So, little things like that you can sort out. And then another little thing, and then another little thing. When all the small stuff is done, then you can move on to the things that are going to take more time or the ones that are more difficult. So, the point of getting through the smaller things that you're starting to get in that mindset of going through a list and start going through things. And then once you got all of them out of the way, it's a bit easier to get yourself into the mindset of doing the more difficult or the more time consuming ones. Excuse me. So yeah, smallest stuff first. Step 4. This one's labelled acceptance. So what you want to do now is go to the unactionable worries, the ones that you're never going to have any power over in a million years. You're not individually be able to unless you're a scientist. You're not going to get the cure for COVID. You're not going to save the world. You're not going to stop world hunger, or you know. I mean, okay, so you might come up with something that cures whatever, world disease, cure cancer, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So go through that list, look at it, look through every single one. Don't say them out loud, just look at them. And then what I want you to do is this. Say out loud after me. There is nothing I can do about this. I'm not even going to try. Stuff that I have no control over, I do not need to worry about. And just keep saying that or stuff like it over and over and over. Say this for a good minute or so, because I know talking to yourself and whatever, you can say stuff, and if you actually time yourself, it can go on forever, like a live stream. Excuse me. Yeah, just say, look at that list and say to yourself, I cannot control this, so I'm not going to worry about it. So what that does is Because what worry does, it's basically your brain trying to think of a solution to stuff that it can't fix. And if you say to yourself aloud again and again and again, it's telling your brain, it's telling that worry to don't worry about it. You're not going to be able to fix the things you don't have control over. At least not straight away. My rabbit's out again, and that's not a euphemism. Um, yeah, just don't worry about it. And the more you say, I'm not going to worry about it, you're making an active decision. You're making a conscious decision to not act upon it. So you're actually going to your brain, having a word with it, and saying, look, you're doing all this work at the moment, stop. Okay? So, yeah, say out loud, do not worry about it. You're not going to be able to fix the things that you have absolutely no control over. Yeah, say that to yourself as many times as you like. The more times that you say it to yourself, the more chance it'll work. Okay. And again, I just need to say that anyone who knows me personally knows that chances are I don't follow my own advice. And again, someone with a mental health issue, it's one of those symptoms. You don't necessarily follow your own advice, but that doesn't necessarily mean to say that that advice is bad. It's just that people have difficulty with it. So even though I'm saying the words, I'm not doing it myself. I'm trying not to be a hypocrite, but what I want is that if I'm saying this to you, doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it. It just means that you have something else to think about, maybe take on board, and maybe it will benefit you. Even if you don't use it straight away, it might come in helpful later when you actually can get into that mindset and action it. Yeah? Okay. So, just done number 4, the 5th one of the 5 steps. Okay. Shift focus. Okay. So, instead of okay, so I just forgot exactly what I was trying to say by it. So when I mean by shifting focus, all through the day, you're doing stuff. A lot of people take their phones to the toilet with them. I wish our patients did, so they'd actually answer a call once in a while. Sorry. Yeah, probably shouldn't have said that, but it's true. Um, by the way, all these mental health live streams and stuff, I'm not doing it in association with anyone. It's just that I do work for someone who has patients and stuff. So um, I'm not doing this with their instruction. This is completely my own thing. So if anything comes back on me, it is purely me, not them. I'm not going to say who they are because I don't want them caught up in this. So yeah, anything that I say which might offend anyone, I am sorry. I generally am. Sometimes I will speak my mind, but at the same time, it's me, just me, no one else. No one's telling me to say anything that I'm saying. This is just purely me that's saying it, and my own research and my own prep. No one else. Okay? Just had to put that disclaimer out there. Okay, moving on. Step 5, yeah, so shift focus. Yeah, people take their phones to the toilets, where they play games, check Facebook. Literally every minute of every day is taken up by something. And when that happens, it's kind of like a computer. If you're constantly doing stuff on it and then it prompts you every so often, by the way, I've got an update for you. You say no because you're doing this, that, and the other, and then it gets to such a point that if you're doing something like homework or you're doing a report for work, or whether, I don't know, you're making a live stream, for example, or prepping on a video or something, if you're constantly doing something, then you're not spending the time that's needed to worry or think about the things that you're worried about or process anything. And that's one of the big reasons why people worry and go through stuff and overanalyze things when they're in bed or when they're in a shower or bath or something. And then that's when the problems are when they can't get to sleep. It's because, okay, I haven't found time to do this during the day. So when that head hits the pillow, when you're actually getting some rest, when you're actually sitting still, lying still, whatever, okay, all the stuff that's been on you, all the stuff that you've been doing all day that's been taken away from what you're actually distracting you. That's the word I was after. Everything that's been distracting you during the day, now we're just gonna go for it, okay? We're gonna update. So rather than that, rather than at some point the computer in your head saying no to you, and yes, there was a Little Britain reference in there, rather than doing that, what I want you to do is take some time during the day to just stop. Just stop. Just sit down. Don't even watch TV. Don't play on your phone. Just stop. And just think about things. So, yes, set aside a time. Uh, yeah. So, this is also a time to reflect on all the good stuff that is happening. So, again, like I mentioned earlier, I just started cooking. So, one of the things that you have done correct or done right or that's been a benefit to you, you want to think about that. List all the good stuff that has been happening. I know you took a huge dump and you're proud of it. Who knows? But yeah, just write down, yeah, write down all the stuff that has made you happy during that day. Even if it's just one thing, getting up in the morning. It could literally just be that. That is the time to be starting to reflect upon stuff at the end of the day. So, I think I lost myself there at some point. Yeah, so what I actually meant by shifting focus, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote down here. Set time aside for the actionable worries during the day so that you're not doing it at night. So, what I want you to do at night is set a time for gratitude. So, write down all of the wins that you had today, whether it be getting up in the morning, doing food for the first time in ages, doing this, that, and the other. Getting through the work day could be even one of them, without a panic attack. As weird as that might sound, it's still a win. If you're prone to that kind of stuff and you have a day where you haven't, that's a win. Okay? So you need to start writing down the stuff that you want to celebrate about your day. And that is where the end of the day comes from. Okay. So what I also want you guys to do, comment in the live chat. Also, again, if you got value, press that like button. Okay? I want the likes to start going up. So put in a comment, or if you want to put on that form which I've got at the top of the chat as pinned, just let me know just one thing today. What have you got to be grateful for? Again, it could be just as good as not having a panic attack, or literally just being able to get up in less than an hour. Okay? Could be anything. Just let me know about that. Alright? What have you got to be grateful for? And it can be so small. Okay. So yeah, all this stuff that I've just been talking about with sleep, with the 5-step thing, it's not a simple one-day fix. It's something that you're going to have to do every single day. But in the long run, it's deliberate, and it's something that you can work towards. And once you actually achieve a certain level of sleep, you can also celebrate that as one of those things that you can be grateful for during the day, because you finally found out, oh my god, I can actually sleep because you're not thinking about all those things during the day. You've made your time, written them down, all the stuff that you can't action. You're going to think, I don't need to worry about that. Okay? So, again, like the video, like the live stream, put a like down there if you got value from any parts of this. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it gets dark. So, yeah, I said it. Yeah, so in the long run, it's going to be a benefit. Now, if you're watching this live stream, or if you want to watch any kind of video, or if you want a quick fix just for tonight, I do have one last suggestion, okay? So, I'm actually going to have my notes in front of me because I don't want to go on a tangent with this. This is important. Write this down. Or watch my video as well, whichever. Preferably watch my video. Actually, I'm going to put a link for that video in this chat. Bear with me. 2 seconds. Okay. Bear with me. So I'm just going to refresh that. So yeah. If you're in bed right now, or if you're going to go to bed soon and you just know you're going to be up and you're just scared about it and you just want that instant fix for tonight, bear with me, I'm just about to share the link for that video. 1 sec. Okay. Sorry, I'm saying okay a lot. Right. I'm just going to put it down into the chat right now. Okay. Paste. Think that's it. Yeah, there you go. So that's my sleep video. So I'm not going to be very long on this live stream now because I've got other things I need to take care of. I've got to feed my rabbit Ghost. By the way, hopefully you can see him. Let me know on the chat if you can see Ghost right now. It's just down there. In fact, I'll be able to see myself because there you go. There you go. See how cute he is. And by the way, this is the state of my place, so I am so sorry. Okay? But yeah, that's my little ghost. Yeah? Alright. Okay. Moving it back to me. Alright. Okay. So, yeah. So I want to go through this little quick trick, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I am actually starting to get a little tired and I need to start getting stuff done. So, in bed right now, that's what I called it. What I want you to do, get a piece of paper. Again, it all has to be done on paper because your brain will associate doing this kind of stuff with paper. So you'll be better able to process it. It's not just on the computer where you do everything else, it's on paper. And also you can throw it away if you need to. So call it in bed right now. So on this piece of paper, I want you to do, and this is the term I am going to use, I want you to do a brain dump. You heard me, do a brain dump. Okay? So what I mean by that is write down everything you are thinking about right now. And when I say right now, while you're in bed. Okay? Write down literally every thought that's going through your head that's keeping you awake right now. Or when you're in bed. So once you've done that, what you can do is just list, brainstorm, whatever you want to do. Set it aside, so get up, put it in another room, file it away, make sure that piece of paper is absolutely nowhere near you. it can go to hell. It is the most evil thing in the world. It's like holding liquid hot magma in your hands. It's the worst thing. Okay, so set it aside, and then I want you to go back to bed and say these exact words. I am going to face all of that tomorrow. Okay? So, what that would do, that would transfer everything in your head to the piece of paper. Then, by casting it aside, locking it up in lock it up in your safe if you have to. Cast it aside, put it in another room, so all those thoughts have gone away. They're somewhere else now. So you can say to yourself, I'm going to deal with that tomorrow, or I'm going to deal with that another time. Because again, you've made a conscious decision not to think about it and not to do it. And then again, because your brain is worrying, and what does worrying do? It's a mechanism as to trying to find answers of what to do. Just okay. At the very least, what you've done is, okay, I took the first step in doing them. Because one of the things is, if you're going to be worried about it tonight, half the stuff you probably forget about it tomorrow, and then you remember them, and then you'll be worried about them. But at least you've got the security knowing, excuse me. But at the very least, you've got the security of knowing you've written them down and they're there out the room somewhere. So you don't need to think about it right now. So, again, I wouldn't suggest going back to your phone or anything. Put on some relaxing music, some herbal stuff, or essential oils, anything like that. Anything that help create a relaxing environment, or just completely shut the lights off, windows, curtains, face mask. Make sure that you are just completely cut off from the world around you, and then that should, I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, but that should at least help you get into the mindset of getting to sleep. Okay? That should do at least something for you tonight. Of course, if you had a lot of caffeine or anything in the past hour or whatever, then obviously that's not going to help. But at least you've done something productive that might help you right now. Okay? Alright. So, again, if you got value from any of this, I want you to hit the like button. If you want to see more of any tips, tricks on how to improve your mental state, watch my videos, I'd love it if you'd like hit subscribe. And if you want to keep up with it and get the notifications, I would ask that you hit that notification bell, ring it even. It all helps. All the videos that you watch helps all of your favorite YouTube creators. It helps them support the channel, helps them grow it, so that they're able to provide more of the content that helps you and the content that you love. And I'm not just saying that about me, about any YouTube channel that you follow or that you like, or that you've had something that has helped or that has entertained you. Okay? Now, so all I'm going to do now, I'm just going over to that form that I created specifically for live streams. Excuse me one moment. Okay, bear with me 2 seconds. I just need to go onto that form first. My throat is still really dry. By the way, pro tip, coffee. If you like coffee, drink it black. No sugar, no milk. Because you're not putting sugar into your system, so that's going to affect your weight. The milk doesn't help either, and if you're just having pure black coffee, then it'll get to your brain easier and help you mentally, and help you think better and all the rest of it over the long term as well. So it's a brain super drink. So bear with me 2 secs. just want to see about... Hang on a minute. Sorry about this. Okay, I am going to have to call it a night. I can't get back to that form that I made right now. So what I will say... Oh, hang on. No, I can. I'm just going to be going on for the next 5 minutes now because I am actually starting to really get tired. Probably talking about sleep so much. And I've just broken my own rule. I've just had caffeine not too far from bed. But there is stuff that I need to do. So hopefully that'll time me out. If not, no worries, no work tomorrow. So if I go to my Google Drive, okay, or hang on a minute. I hate the fact that I can never remember where I put stuff. Just like my S Pen in the fridge earlier. Right, here we go. I'm not expecting there to be anything, but I just want to make sure that there isn't. Just so anyone who might have joined this stream and I don't say anything, I don't want to upset anyone because there hasn't really been that much chat. Okay. Just checking for responses. Okay. There aren't any, but I was expecting that just for now because I don't have that many subscribers and there's not that much chat. So, okay, I'm just going to leave it there. So, guys, take care of yourself. Thank you so very much for watching. I will remember all of the support I've had now, and I will still remember you when I'm a millionaire. Assuming I'm not that old and I don't have memory problems. Okay? So, that's it. Thank you again. And all I've got to say now is, look, at the end of the day, it gets dark. Bye.